He has hated... Well, no, he's admitted that he hates modern musicals, and Damon Albarn's latest project is Curiouser and Curiouser.
He's already correcting
He's retracting
you.
already.
Yeah, no, I mean...
What did you say about musicals?
No, I said that there's certain aspects about modern musical which have... You know, I grew up on the greats, you know.
Yes.
When I was at school, I did Guys and Dolls, West Side Story, Oliver, and you can't really compare a lot of musicals now. I mean, you know, I have great... respect for anyone who makes a successful musical, because it's really difficult and you've got to have a fantastic story.
And you're saying that because there's pressure on you now, isn't there?
No, I'm not trying to qualify that. There are aspects which I'm not to my taste, but I never said I hate modern musicals.
Okay.
Just for the record.
But what is for sure is that the Blur frontman has co-written a musical version of Alice in Wonderland that takes a trip down a modern-day rabbit hole.
It's catchily called wonder.land, and it features characters like the March Hare and the Mad Hatter, but reimagines Lewis Carroll's creations in the digital age. In a moment, we will talk to Damon again, and Lois Chimimba, is that right, Lois? Who stars as Alice in the musical. First, though, guys, we're going to have a look at it.
Gender.
I want to be a girl.
www.wonder.land. Age.
Don't want the adult world.
Come and tell us how you feel. Eye colour.
Blue like the ocean.
We'll give you www.wonder.land.
So, Damon's here again, along with Lois Chimimba, who plays Alice in the musical.
Morning,
That's your avatar name. Your real name in your musical is Ali. So, explain how you come to have two names.
Well, Ali's real name is Alice. It's just our parents and friends call her Ali. But she effectively names her avatar Alice after herself. It's another aspect of her.
And Damon, just explain to us the sort of the idea behind the story. It comes from Alice in Wonderland, but you've taken it a little bit further, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, but I sort of, for me, it was a story that obviously was a big part of my childhood and haunted me in many ways. In fact, I think in some ways the Duchess was sort of part of my kind of nightmares.
And the same for you, Lois, you were saying
forward,
as well.
she was kind of part of the architecture of we all have a kind of our nightmare, and it's sort of it's inhabited by different sort of things as we grow older, but that idea of arriving somewhere where nobody makes sense and the world's just really askew, I think was kind of, I can kind of trace it back to Alice in Wonderland. So it's always been something I've sort of had a strange relationship with.
You've taken it into the Wonderland that you found is a sort of digital Wonderland, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it was sort of where is the rabbit hole these days? I mean, I started quite randomly. I went to North Korea because I thought that might be a good rabbit hole, and it was. I mean, it turned out that it had no relationship to what we've done with wonder.land. But yeah, I needed to find a rabbit hole, and then we started talking with Rufus, the director, and I think it just became really obvious that the telephone was the rabbit hole. You know, the internet was very obviously the modern day portal, and we've all got, three of us, the writer Moira, Rufus and myself, have all got teenage children, and it was like, well, this is our opportunity to sort of explore how we feel about their relationship with the internet and social media, and how we, as a sort of a generation who grew up before it, and I think
Which is an interesting concept. How do you manage that?
This is a generation that didn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had it all their
And
life.
how do you manage that transformation on stage, going from well, what is presented presumably as real life to the digital other world?
We have really exciting AV and video projections which help with our digital world, as well as a mixture of live and digital music. The characters that we know and love from Alice in Wonderland, they are more from the digital world, and so it's quite clear, I think, in the story when we are in real life for Ali and when we're in this video game. But they do start to collide, and the characters and the music all sort of intertwine for it all to mix up.
Yeah.
Is it quite dark? Is it quite dark? Is that what you found in going down the rabbit hole, as it were?
It is dark, but it's in a family entertainment way. I mean, for me, I've written 2 things for the theatre beforehand, and I did Monkey, which I suppose was almost exclusively for kids. It was like had a lot of circus in it. And I did Dr. D, which was about a 17th century mystic and really way too esoteric for most people's taste. But I really enjoyed making it. But this one is a proper musical. This is a musical. It combines... I mean, I've had a love since childhood of music hall, the tradition. I've kind of sort of been a student of it all my life. And but it's also got this very strong electronic element. So it's kind of an electro... music hall.
Is there a lot of
musical?
Do you feel a lot of pressure on you to succeed with this one when you have been? I mean, in the paper certainly the other day, critical of modern musicals, and certainly the paper quiz is saying you're dismissive of the garbage of modern musical theatre. That's in quotes, by the way, that word garbage.
Yes, well, I've seen a lot of things in quotes that weren't
You
necessarily.
didn't, but
I probably said that, and it's been taken out of context, and now it's like that's what I think about all modern musicals, and that's rubbish. I don't.
But do you feel that when you are putting on a new musical,
I realise how difficult it is to put on a modern musical, and it is very easy to fail, and really, it's easy not to kind of to get to the end and carry the audience with the story. But I don't think we have a problem with that. I mean, it's been an amazing process. And it's been really workshopped with everyone in the cast, so I think everyone feels a sense of it's their project as well, which is really.
Yeah, I feel really conscious for you, Lois, sitting here. So we're talking about the pressure on Damon, but also obviously on you as well. But you're looking forward to it?
Yes, it's amazing. We had a first preview last night, and things are still chaos, but it's really, really exciting.
How do you deal with the chaoses? Because sometimes chaos can be kind of quite a sort of enlivening thing, can't it?
Yeah, it fluctuates from going, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, to just taking a look around you, calming down and thinking, we're okay, we know what we're doing, enough.
And the characters, how do you update the characters like Tweedledum and Tweedledee, that sort of thing?
Well, I think that was the easiest thing for me, was writing songs for them and for the cat and for the caterpillar. The caterpillar in particular was like, it's one of those things that it's just great to do if you get the chance to write for that character, because he's so linked to. I mean, that in a way he's a sort of a mascot for counterculture, isn't he? Really, a sort of very early prototype of the '60s.
How do you fit all of this in with, playing and all the rest of it? How does it all fit?
How does it all fit?
Yeah.
Well,
Between the two.
get up early,
Oh, you
keep
see, it's just so not rock and roll, isn't it?
Eat porridge.
Brilliant.
Yoga.
Oh, anything else? Yes, that's fine.
Same as what we do here.
And it's starting at the International Manchester Festival very shortly. And then after that, where do you take it?
At Christmas time, we're at the Olivier in the National Theatre in London, in the South Bank. Yeah.
Good. Well, that sounds very exciting.
It's really exciting. And, I think last night, the first preview, I discovered that it's really funny. I mean, it's hilarious, isn't it? It's hilarious. It's funny. I hope it's got some decent tunes in it. Lois is wonderful. I mean, it's proper family entertainment.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Good luck with it.
Good
Thank
luck,
you very much.
Thank you.
And wonder.land opens at the Manchester International Festival this Thursday, plays at the National Theatre in London in November.